It's Sunday racing at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth with two Grade 3s and a listed feature coming your way the day after champion season gets underway at Hollywoodbets Greyville. Looking forward to everything that's going to come your way this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come and join us here at HQ on Sunday. Come and say hello, tell us what you think, and like and subscribe to this channel on the back of me tipping a pick 6 on this very podcast on the Monday meeting on the public holiday. 1,944 Rand turned into just under 45,000 Rand. Now, can lightning strike twice? Catching two pick sixes in a row is not something for the faint-hearted, but we'll give it a go anyway. The 10 race card starts quite early at 11:40, and we got some travelling Wilburys, travelling jockeys coming to join us as well on the Sunday. So 11:40 is race number 1, not part of the exotics. Hollywoodbets Kenilworth welcomes you maiden juvenile plate for fillies over 1,000 metres, and this will be a continuous theme all the way through the rest of the season with these 2-year-olds based in Cape Town, all making appeal as far as their breeding is concerned. Some of them putting up some wonderful performances to date and look ready to win. So I think we're going to separate a lot of wheat from a lot of chaff over the next few months, and we could potentially be looking at some very smart horses going into the end of the year, which is of course very exciting here in the Western Cape. Let's dissect the form. Let's have a look at the rerun of She's My World from the 16th of April when she ran second behind Match That. Match That, of course, runs in the Winter Nursery later on the card, so you got to suspect that there's high expectations for Match That as a racehorse. Now, She's My World gets the services of Richard Fareed. Justin Snaith trains his daughter of One World. She came back from a 3-month break last time out, put up a lovely run behind Match That. She was just outrun. For me, she probably needed the run. You could also make the argument that Match That is certainly not the finished article by any stretch of the imagination yet, but She's My World would come forward with that run under the belt, and she would naturally be one of the leading lights in the opener on the card. We know that that experience counts for a lot, but the most interesting runner in the race comes from the bang-in form Candice Bass Robinson yard and the former number 1 Beautiful One, another daughter of One World. Now, she was drawn on what's perceived to be the wrong side of the track with a high number draw last time out. She was the only horse to feature with a high number draw on the day. Obviously, 2 days later, there were a lot of fireworks from Vaughan Marshall's pair in the final race when Paratrooper and also Happy World dispelled a few theories out there, but all the same, on the day, Beautiful One stuck to her stations towards the outside and put up a fantastic effort running third behind Una the Unicorn, who was not winning out of turn. Now, Beautiful One gets the services of Aldo De Mayo. We welcome him back to the saddle. He's been off for a few meetings, and I think with natural improvement, she's going to bear a lot of interest in the opener on the card. All these first-timers make a lot of appeal, so they're not necessarily going to be ignored from my side. I think the one that makes the most appeal as far as the breeding is concerned would be number 4, Clouds Clearing, another daughter of One World, a half-sister to a horse that's just about ready to win in Joburg. Craig Zaki takes around. Nick Johnson owns bred at the Fastfontein stud. So he's singing the One World theme in race number 1 on the card at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and I think the way to make a little bit of money before the exotics gets underway, box swingers 1 and 12, Beautiful One and She's My World. Second race starts the Bipot Cape Turf Club Syndicate's maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,200 metres. 12:15 is when Bipots need to be on by start of the month. Should be a little bit of disposable income around, so punters can take advantage of a potentially useful pool. Now, Claire de Lune, number 7, on the card. On World Sports Betting Cape Town, Met Day ran second behind Wild Wild Green. She had this annoying habit of running second at her first 3 starts. She broke the sequence in the CRS Slipper last time behind Military Command when trying 1,200 metres for the first time. But held in high regard, started 4 to 10 on debut, so the whisper was out. Now, she is a full sister to Trip of Fortune. She's related to a number of well above average horses out of the fantastic mare Louvre, and you'd anticipate that a winner's just around the corner. For me, this is the weakest field she's running. Yes, we can have the debate about whether the 2-year-olds are ready yet against the older horses. Some of them are winning, but they're not quite consistently stringing them together, but they'll get there as the season wears on. But I think with just the exposed form around and the exposed maidens that are in the race, number 7 Claire de Lune has her best opportunity to taste victory. Funny enough, her best start was her debut when Richard Fareed rode her, and he's back on board, this daughter of Trippy. The comments about the first time of the stable companion number 8 Hazel Green in the front of the card suggest that she'll come forward with a run under the belt, so I'd probably swerve her first time out. And as mentioned, there's a lot of exposed first timers here, with the exception of number 5 Ricky Tiki Tavi. trained by Andre Nel Kornayorfa, takes a ride, but has been off since the start of the year. Was a little bit stiff first time out, was Rikki Tikitavi, so she should also take a step forward and be wiser at her second start, but will she need the run? That's going to be the big burning question. Suppose you could also say number 7, Claire de Lune, might be one step behind the 8 ball as well. But all in all, when it comes to race number 2, I think number 7, Claire de Lune, is going to take a ton of beating. So I'm going to put her up as a win bet. I think she's a bar pot banker, and she should be the one in the number 1 box under the archer at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth just after 12:15. Race number 3 starts the place accumulator P3 Racing Syndicate Open Maiden over 1800 meters. This gets underway at 10-1. Now, might be an open maiden, which does hint at a weaker style of maiden, but for me, they're 4 horses that hold very strong claims in the race. The one that I think that has the strongest claims is past and present. This will get the services of JP van der Merwe. The reason why I think he's got the strongest claims this time around is that blinkers go on. He's tried blinkers before, but over 1400 meters, he's never going to be a force. He's just a big, rangy galloper who's not going to be a 1400 meter horse. And I think now 1800 meters on the summer course with blinkers on, with a more experienced profile to his name, that he could get his day in the sun, especially with 56 kilos. He receives a little bit of weight from a few horses that must be respected, the likes of Set to Music and a couple of others, and with that galloping weight in this open maiden, he ought to go very well. His last start at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, he never looked like getting the better of Woodworld. Obviously the form line is very dicey, but the penultimate start to Mfula, and I know Mfula fluffed his lines. He won his post maiden, then the next time he fluffed his lines, but I still think they're wouldn't to come, and I think in 6 months time he'll be an above average horse, Mfula. So I think that's all going to set number 9 past and present up. I think he'll be more at home here at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Yes, over further than 1800 meters ultimately, but the tight turns at Hollywoodbets Durbanville probably just got him off stride, off balance, and he should be just about ready to win. If he doesn't, Des McLaughlin's pair do make a lot of appeal. Number 4, Jet A1 gets Richard Ferry on board, and number 10, Moment of Truth, who gradually steps up in distance, now gets blinkers. He doesn't travel in the early parts of the race, but he does finish very strongly, does number 10, Moments of Truth. It was actually his second start where I thought, wait, hang on, might be a reasonable racehorse here, and even his third start behind 006, that form line was very strongly franked here on Monday. So they're not horses I'm going to let run loose. So as far as the PA is concerned, which I have structured, I've gone 2 horses, 9 and 10, Past and Present and Moment of Truth. By 3, 4 and 7 in the second leg, first leg of the pick 6. By Banker, number 4, which is the Winter Nursery. I think there are a number of winning chances there, but I'll be shocked if Dreammill doesn't run in the top 3. By 5 and 8, by Banker 2, Garrick Storm on Wednesday morning. Looks the pot, lovely horse, playful horse, naughty horse, but look really well. By 3, 5, 6 and 9, by 2, 5 and 13 in the final leg. Race number 4 starts the pick 6. Try again, shall we? Let's try and tip another pick 6. 2,000 Rand per coming your way at the end. This is the Hollywoodbets.net Class 3 over 1,200 meters. Don't forget to play the Hollywoodbets Punters Challenge. We have a lot of banter up in the office, and well, even the wife's playing consistently, and she's not doing too badly. 1 is when the pick 6 gets underway. 1,200 meters is the distance. Now, you could only have been impressed with how Air Raid came out last time on the back of a 4-month break. A fresh horse, a happy horse, a talented horse, which is obviously the big key here, blew them away. He beat Arctic Wizard hands and heels. He reopposes Arctic Wizard. He's got a slightly stiffer task at the weights, but is he a sprinter? He can only kick on, he can only improve. He's by Lancaster Bomber, but he's back over 1,200 meters. If in the same mood as what he was last time, he's going to be a hard horse to beat, because to the eye, he looks like a horse that's got a lot more to come, and he could be a step above the handicapper. And I don't know if they'll be thinking feature races just yet, but what I saw, there's a horse definitely headed in the right direction. So number 4, Air Raid, is a valuable starting point, but can he run the same race not being fresh, coming out after a break? It seems to be his go, because he won his debut in similar style. So if he does have vulnerabilities, I think he's his own worst enemy, and I think that might open it up for quite a few other horses. Number 3, Please Be True. Seriously talented horse. Is he at his best over 1,200 meters? Maybe not. Probably looking for a little bit further, but his win last time over Boogie Fired by a short head was full of merit, and I'm a fan of number 3, Please Be True, so I'm loath to leave him out. Then we got number 5, Mauritius Kestrel. Adam Marcus's comments on Perfectly Placed will be very interesting. The drop and trip, I think, is going to be ideal. The comments that Adam gave, that corner he also gave him after the last start were encouraging, and I was rating of the high 90s. I know that he ran off the same mark last time, but maybe just finding that happy medium. They might have found it now down the straight over 1200 meters. So number 5, Mauritius Kestrel, who I was keen on last time, gets another vote of confidence. And then, if we're talking about air raid the way that we are, number 7, Arctic Wizard, has to get into the mix. Muzi again, he takes the ride for Greg Enion. Greg Enion's yard is just a smidge away from popping, so watch out for number 7, Arctic Wizard, putting his best forward and going close. So here's the pick 6 that I've tipped up. 2,000 Rand is the spend. Race number 4 is when it gets underway. Obviously 3, 4, 5 and 7, by 4, 5, 6 and 8, by 2, 5, 7, 8 and 10, but Banker 2 Garrix, the day revolves around him. Penultimate leg, race 8, 2, 3, 5, 6 and 9, by 2, 4, 5, 6 and 13. Race number 5, first of the feature races, the Grade 3 Winter Nursery off at 2 o'clock, 1100 meters is the distance. Lovely race, lovely 2-year-olds involved here. And it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top, who's the most ready, likely sprinter to sweep all before for the rest of the season. I think we've got quite a few angles to work with here. Let's have a look at Dreamworld and see what he got up to. This is the run in the CRS Cape Slipper when finishing second behind Military Command. I know Military Command ran at Hollywoodbets Scottsville a week ago, and for me, probably didn't enjoy the distance, didn't look too comfortable at Hollywoodbets Scottsville first up, but he's a horse that I'm definitely going to keep in mind going forward. He's got wins to come, because any horse that can do what he did in Cape Town and the way that he did it, there's got to be wins to come. It was a first run in Durban, he just travelled. They tend to run flat when they go home for the first time, and I think that when we get to the day that really matters at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, Military Command is definitely worth a second glance. Now, Dreamworld, there's a bigger picture here. Vaughan Marshall says as much in Perfectly Placed. Gavin Larena takes it right. His debut win was so good, beating Good For You. And did you see Good For You's run at Hollywoodbets Scottsville a week ago? That's got to stick in the back of your mind. Got a big reputation. He's got to start doing things, but he's only had 2 starts. Give him the benefit of the doubt. And I think number 4, Dreamworld, is an exciting horse going forward, win, lose or draw. But the same can be said about quite a few in this race. Number 6, All the Rage, the half-brother to Lapulga, who runs later on, holds an entry for the Hollywoodbets Durban July. Absolutely dotted up, won like a true professional on debut behind Star Major. Alder DeMay is back on board for Candice Bass Robinson. Any amount to come. He's in the colours of What a Winter, those of Guy Shirtliff. Good to see the sons of Marsh involved here, Guy and Mark. And number 6, All the Rage, got to be some sort of player as well. He can make any amount of improvement. There's number 5, North Point. Also got to be very much in the mix. What he's done in his last 2 starts has been nothing short of sensational. And number 8, Match That. Fillies have a good record in this race. Richard Faree takes the ride. If She's My World wins race 1, that's got to be a distinct possibility. Number 8, Match That, definitely gets into the play as well. And I'm not sure that the class stops there. I think those are the winning chances, but I'm not sure the class stops there. Box Swingers, race 5, 4 and 6, Dreamworld and All the Rage. Race 6, the listed ladies mile, 1600 meters off at 25 to 3. Nice race this. It can be a little bit on the weak side as far as history is concerned. We do have a few horses in the 80s and 90s here that might need a little bit of closer inspection. But overall, I think it's an above average listed ladies mile for a gross stake of 200,000 Rand. Kinda Wonderful, last season's champion 2-year-old filly, I think is a good starting point. Craig Zaki takes her out for Eric Sands. How do you read into the fact that she was quoted to run in the first leg of this series and was scratched, therefore has been off for 71 days? Eric's yard's in very good form at the moment, so it's hard to knock her. She ran second to Give Me Everything in the Cape Oaks, the Schweppes Cape Oaks, beaten a length and a half. Give Me Everything subsequently went to Durban, won well. By the time this preview is out, we'll know how Give Me Everything ran in the Grade 2 at Hollywoodbets Greyville just 24 hours earlier. She came into her own around this time last year as well, the number 5, Kinda Wonderful, giving her the champion 2-year-old filly mantle of last season, and she's bounced back to form. Eric Sands has got this filly into the swing of things. I'd venture to say as well, 1800 meters last time was a little bit far of her best. She ran an absolute ripper, don't get me wrong, but over 1600 meters, I think she's more at home. Number 5, Kinda Wonderful. So I'm going to lead with her as my idea of the horse to beat, but I have a lot of time for number 8, Time for Love. Gavin Larena takes her out for Michelle Ricks and Harold Crawford. Won this race last year in beating My Flower Fate. Now at the weights, she's got 2.5 kilos to find with My Flower Fate for a length. But with that said, I I think she's a better horse now than she was 12 months ago. She showed that with, in my book, the career best last time in the race on World Sports Betting Cape Town Met Day, when she showed all the guts, all the courage under Gavin Lerena, and was just collared late by Rainbow Lorikeet, who was in the pink of health and the form of her life. Now, she has been rested by 99 days. She hasn't run since late January on Met Day, but she was here a couple of weeks ago for a gallop, and Gavin Lerena did take her for a spin as well. So that's got to count for something. She's a big player. You got the pick six numbers at the top of the pick six. So as far as race number 6 goes, I want to tip a quartet double float 5 and 8 by the field. So let's hope the Kind of Wonderful and Time for Love can run into the top 4 each, and maybe we can get a bit of a springer into the top 4 to make those quartets pay. I do think number 10, My Flower Fade, is alive, by the way. Don't leave her out. Race number 7, the Grade 3 Legal Eagle Stakes over 1,800 meters. Start of Jackpot 2. 10 past 3 is when they get underway. And there are a lot of exciting horses around the country at the moment. A lot of horses getting tongues wagging. The likes of 8 on 18, Fire Attack up on the half felt. Numerous others as well who are really, solid as far as the future is concerned. Hollywoodbets Durban, July conversations happening at the moment. Can we see it again, bounce back, etc., etc., etc. So lots going on. But a horse that doesn't hold an entry for the Hollywoodbets Durban July, but a horse that many people are touting as a serious horse going forward, is Garrix. He's number 2 on the card. Gavin Lerena down to 55.5 kilos to ride the son of Vercingetorix for the first time. I'm a big fan. I always have been. Let me tell you why. Let's talk about him in 2025. On Lommeraw Kings Plate Day, had a shocking draw, finishing 5th behind Sail the Seas. Sail the Seas on many people's lips, mine especially, for a Hollywoodbets Durban July candidate. And a lovely run from the draw, took his medicine, made up a lot of ground, cleared a lot of horses, did a 23.7 final 400. Second start of the year, City of Cape Town Politician Stakes, the Grade 3, second behind Sights. Again, a bad draw, but crucially, the race was run at a crawl. Elder de Meyer had no option but to take him around horses, never ideal, stuck around, ran a lovely race. May have been stretched in the Splash Out Cape Derby, but still got a £10 penalty. He ran in the same place that Oriental Charm did. Third in the Grade 1 Splash Out Cape Derby. Beaten by 8 on 18 for me. He lost nothing in disgrace on that occasion. But gelded, better behaved, better horse. And for me, he won better than the 1.5 length margin suggested when beating Let It Be Said in the Variety Club Mile just 3 weeks earlier. He's got the draw. I think he's got the game. I think he's got a lot more to come. And with Gavin Lerena dropping to 55.5 to ride number 2, Garrix, I'm expecting him to win. Rascallion, evergreen, can never knock him, can never disrespect him. He had a deep draw last time. This time he's got draw 1. He's got a CV that Garrix is nowhere near getting yet, so he's in the race. Billy Bowlegs was unlucky not to finish a lot closer last time when beaten 3.25 lengths behind Garrix. He's worth a second look. Lapulga's getting better and stronger all the while, but I think Garrix has got that little bit different, and I think that he'll win the Legal Eagle Stakes. Here's Jackpot 2, Banker 2 in the first leg by 2, 3, 5, 6 and 9, by 2, 4, 5, 6 and 13, by 2, 8 and 14 in the back. Let's now move on to the 8th race. Feature races are done. This is where the meeting gets a little bit trickier. The race Cape Power by Hollywoodbets D Stakes over 1,100 meters. Now, number 6, Country Time, is the place that I'm going to start. Safiso Kutle Bungane takes the ride here. And the third last time behind Golden Ideal, when really making a late rattle, was appealing, finishing just under a length behind. Consistent, hasn't won in 889 days, so that might sway you off. But if a rating of 53 with 50.5 kilos on the back and the conditions of the race favouring fillies, Country Time's got to get in the race. Now, number 9, Windsor on the green. Craig Zaki on board for Adam Marcus. Got brushed 250 metres out last time behind Golden Ideal. The weights do suggest that Country Time and Windsor on the green should fight it out, because most of the field that ran on the 16th of April, i.e. 9 of the 11 runners in the race, were involved. There should be little to choose between them. So Winter on the Green's the horse that I'm going to lead with, having finished second behind Golden Ideal last time. Craig Zaki takes the ride, and I think for that youngster just sort of breaking through, running her best race, she is still a maiden obviously, but I think that she's now in the swing of things, and she's going to be the one that they all need to be. But there's a lot in here with chances. In fact, there are quite a few that are well overdue as well, so it might make for an exciting race despite it not being one of great quality. Let's go each way. Number 9, Windsor on the green of value, is on our side. Race number 9, join the legends, www.capeturfclub.co.za, class 4 for fillies and mares over 1,100 metres. 15 runners thundering down the straight here at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and a lot in with chances. Now, the key piece of form comes from the 16th of April when Captain's Destiny took out a narrow victory, an overdue victory won by a short head. Aussie Noach has been in unbelievable form, and he's back on board number 2, Captain's Destiny. But I'm going to swerve here. Not that I'm saying Captain's Destiny can't win, but she's obviously in the Pick 6 and Jackpot 2, etc. But Tanneron comes in here 1 kilo better off for a little less than a length. I think that's going to be enough for Tanneron to turn that form around. Alda Demea takes her out, drawn towards the middle inside. The mother was good. Anime, this daughter of Var, looks like she's banging at the door. Penultimate start, Hollywoodbets Durbanville, beaten a quarter of a length by Pilot Flame, who was stiff here on Monday from a deep draw. I think that it's all falling into place now for number 5, Tanneron, and I think that she's going to get her overdue second win under the belt. She kept good company as a 2-year-old. She kept good company as an early 3-year-old, and I think that confidence level is just about dropped. I wish her rating would have dropped another pound, to be fair, but there's no reason to do that. The fact that she's finishing a length, just under a length behind, but that point I think is going to make all the difference. But I'm going to give her the vote of confidence this time around, and obviously not overly confident, but I'm going to give her the one, I'm going to make her rather the one that they all need to beat. Out of that form line, Priscilla Maisie, December Dawn, Easy Money, Love Shack, all horses that have got to go in. I have an inkling that number 11, Peace of Mind, is another horse not to let run loose, was drawn towards the outside. The 200 meters mark, Peace of Mind was well in front, just kind of got stuck in the mud over the closing stages, so she's another horse to consider as well. That's not from that form line. And number 7, Lucy Rocket, also in unbelievable form at the moment since the turn of the year, going to the farm and being rested. Andre Stein has got this filly running so well, first, third and first at her last 3 starts, so she's not necessarily one that I'd run away from either. So let's go and have a look at a bet for race number 9, shall we? It's a quartet race all over. Double float, 5 and 13 by the field. That's Priscilla Maisie and Tanneron, and again something at a big price to fill the top 4. Race number 10, Hollywoodbets Bright Future C Stakes to go 1,000 meters. Very good races. I know it's a C Stakes, and I know there's nothing here that's going to be running in any Cape Flying Championship, Computer Form Sprint, Mercury Sprint, whatever the case may be. But I think there are a lot of horses here that are just about popping and ready to win. Let's have a look at the US of A from the 14th of April. Paddy Crayer, Richard Faree team up. First run from a 3-month break and put up a lovely performance, finishing second behind Crown Hornbill. He may have just needed the run, but what strikes me most about the US of A, yes, he's overdue a second career win, and I know that the owner's a bit surprising that he hasn't racked up that second career win, but he's got the best turn of foot in the race. He showed that on Splash Out Cape Derby Day last year when work rider William Bambiso rode him. He came out slowly, and then all of a sudden he was in front when William just let him go, and he was only collared late. Richard Faree rode him not the same way, but also exposed him pretty early at his next start, where again he turned it on from absolutely nowhere, give him a little bit of rain, and all of a sudden this horse can quicken. Now Richard knows him well. He's ridden him 4 times for a win and 2 places, and to be fair, in his penultimate start things didn't quite go according to plan. I think that now Richard's got a good feel, a good taste, and knows how to ride the son of the United States, that he's going to show that turn of foot and at the right time. It's all about timing, and who better than Mr. 378 to produce number 8, the US of A, at the right time. If he doesn't win, I think he'll go very close, and if he has any dangers, I think they're quite a few. Number 2, Tough Terrain, will be coming from the same space, but with 64 kilos on the back, he's capable with any weight, and I think he's capable at a higher level. But again, you just got to time him right. Moosey's on board. Number 2, Tough Terrain for the first time. He'll be under strict instructions not to go too early on Tough Terrain. If you go back to World Sports Betting Cape Town Met Day, he actually has the beating of the US of A, but I think the US of A is just sort of stepping up a little bit quicker these days. There are a few others. Turbo 20 been off for a while, first run after a break. He's in the conversation. And also down the page, number 14, Rattlesnake, who went missing. Well, when I say missing, ran a nice race in defeat last time, but was demoted in the boardroom at the penultimate start as well. So he's just about a winner without a penalty, and I liked him strongly last time. I'm not going to lose the faith in him. So, as far as race number 10 goes, let's go a swinger. I think that's a nice way to round up 2 and 8, Tough Terrain in the US of A. So come and join us on Sunday at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth for the Legal Eagle Stakes with those 3 feature races. Not many feature races come your way during the off-season for obvious reasons, but it's one of the days that you want to come and join us. Bring your family on a Sunday. Book a table. You know what to do. Come and enjoy the sights, the sounds, the smells and the tastes of Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on a Sunday, and come and hopefully see Garrix and a whole lot of promising 2-year-olds strut their stuff. Just as far as Hollywoodbets Durban July is concerned, those tickets are on sale. You can get involved, get in touch, book your place at Hollywoodbets Grave on the first Saturday of July. Obviously, those nominations are out. Anti-post betting is very much well and truly in the swing of things, and by the time this meeting gets underway, everyone will kind of have a different opinion, or maybe the same opinion, but there'll be a lot more bets being struck. So, yep, that's pretty much the story as far as Africa's greatest horse race is concerned. A lot more water to flow under the bridge. There might be a couple of horses that are involved in this meeting. They'll be making their trip up the N2 to try and taste some big success in Durban in the coming months. Looking forward to it all. We'll see you at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Sunday. Come and join us. Come and say hello. Goodbye.